Alright guys, so today we're going to go ahead and start the next topic of stuff, which is going to be circles and different things about them. So one thing inside of a circle is an arc. An arc is a piece of circle. So I'm going to type these because really, let's be honest, we all know how great of handwriting I have. So blank is a set of all points equidistant from a given point. That's going to be a circle. The next one says blank is the point at which the set of all points are equidistant from. So this is going to be the center. I didn't want to write right on that. Here we go. So the center is the point at which all points are equidistant from, which kind of makes sense since a circle has all points equidistant from that given point. That given point is going to be whatever the middle is, and in this case, the middle we are going to call the center. Blank is the segment that has one endpoint at the center and the other endpoint on the circle. This is going to be the radius. So it's one of the pieces of being able to find distance. Remember, the radius is half of that. Blank, blank have congruent radii, and that's going to be congruent circles. Congruent circles have congruent radii. Radii. Blank is a segment that contains the center of the circle and contains the center of the circle and has both endpoints on the circle. So if we've already talked about radius, what do you think this is going to be? Diameter! Correct! Yay! And then lastly, a central angle. Is an angle whose vertex is on the center of the circle. Alright, so in this next one we're asked to do a couple different things. We want to name the circle. When we name the circle, we make a little circle mark with a dot in it so we know it's a circle, not an O or a 0. And then we say that circle is whatever the center point is. So in this case, this is going to be circle P. There we go. So the circle is called circle P. The center is whatever the middle point is. In this case, I don't know why it's trying to keep writing. Go. In this case, it's still P again, so the center is P. Name A radii, so I just need one. Remember, radii is from the center to a side, so one of them can be AP. Not sure what that just did. Another one could be BP. And last we have CP. So I don't need all three. I just want at least one. So give me at least one. The diameter has to go all the way through the center and has to have endpoints on the circle. So the only potential answer for this one would have to be AB. Man, I cannot write today. Better. And a central angle. So that's an angle whose, vertex is on the center. So that angle could be, oh God, give me purple, here, which would be angle APC. We could also have this angle of angle CPB. I said it and wrote it backwards. Or if I really, really wanted to, technically, I could have the angle of APB, which would be 180 degrees. But yes, that is still actually considered. I did it again. That is still an angle. Said it correctly, wrote it wrong. So APB. So again, just like with the radii one, I just need one, so whichever one you want to give me is fine and dandy. Archetypes. So this one I'm going to type again. A semicircle is half a circle. A minor arc is smaller than a semicircle. Remember, pause when need be so that if I'm going too fast and you need extra time to write, please do that. And a major arc is greater than a semicircle. Keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and label what each of these are. Switch colors here. So this first one over here is going to be a semicircle. It cuts the circle in half. If you notice, my nice diameter goes all the way through. If I'm looking at this red part, this one's going to be considered a minor arc. It's smaller than half of my circle. And then this bad boy over here, therefore, is a major arc. Alright, piece of the bottom. The measure of a semicircle is, okay, logically, how many degrees is half of a circle? 180, woo! For some reason that won't let me, there we go. So the measure of a semicircle is 180 degrees. Make sure you put the degree mark. I can't really type it in on the smartboard. And then the measure of a minor arc is the measure of its corresponding central angle. So that means that if this angle here at RPS was, say, 30 degrees, then my minor arc would also be 30 degrees. So whatever, if I have that central angle or the angle that is touching my center, they're equal pieces. So that being said, the measure of a major arc is going to be there we go. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. 360 minus the measure of the minor arc. So say I was looking for this big bad boy here. If I know this piece is 30, this piece has to be 30. 30 subtracted from 360 gives me 330. So that means that this whole big bad boy must be 330 degrees. I can use that based on the arc addition postulate. So this is like other addition postulates where we've seen. So that means that one piece plus one piece must be the whole thing. So the measure of arc AB, and we write arcs with the little n over it, so it's saying this piece, plus the measure of arc BC has to be equal to the measure of arc ABC. And if you notice, in this case, I did ABC because I wanted to go this way around my circle. If I just said AC, I would think that that would be the opposite, the uncolored spot, and that's not what I'm referring to. So if you have pieces in the middle, you need to label all of those in there so that way we know which way around my circle you are going. So we're going to find some measures over here. So we're going to look for BC. BC, it's already telling me is 58 degrees. I wrote this in yours but didn't actually change it. There's a D there. So now I'm looking for BD. Well, if you notice in this one, I know it's a little off. Trying to draw these is not the most fun thing to do, or the easiest. But it's supposed to be a diameter. And the degrees of a diameter would be 180 degrees, so therefore that whole arc would be 180 degrees. I know it doesn't necessarily look like it, but just go with me on this one, because they're very difficult to draw. Now we're looking for arc ABC, so I'm going to have ABC. It's this whole big thing. Well, if this angle down here is 32 degrees, this bad boy here must be 32 degrees. If I want the whole big bad thing, I'm going to take 32 plus 58, which gives me, you guessed it, 90 degrees. And then we just talked about AB being 32 degrees. Alright, that's all I have for you today. If you are Accelerated C, go to the next video, because you have this in 2 pieces. If you are regular C, I shall see you tomorrow.